Hello and welcome everybody to a very special draft that I'm doing here today. As you can see on the top left corner, that's right, the powered cube, something very close to the vintage cube, if you will, is coming to Magic the Gathering Arena, and the Arena team has given me the opportunity to share a first look experience with all of you. I'm doing a special draft here with 7 of some of the best cubers out there in the world. Now, this may just legitimately be, it's been a while, where every single person in this draft pod is better at the game of Magic the Gathering than me. So it's been a while since that's probably been the case. But just to let you know kind of who's in this draft pod that I'm doing this cube draft with, it's Reid Duke, Noah Ma, LSV, Martin Yuza, Andrea Mengucci, Max Smith, Arne Huschenbeth, and Nathan Stoyer. Yeah, I mean, I am basically dead last here. But you know what? It should be a fun experience. Being able to play Vintage Cube on Arena sounds like a whole lot of fun. And I'm really excited to get into this. And, big shout out, of course, to Wizards of the Coast and the Arena team for giving me the opportunity to share this cube draft experience with all of you. Now, before we start things off, quick shout out, of course, to TCGplayer.com. They're the place to go for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases through their website. Also, if you need Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories, check out heavyplay.com for deck boxes, playmat, sleeves, dice boxes, and much more. Tons of premium stuff. Check them out, heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. All right, here we go. Vintage Cube, can we open a piece of power? Let's see what we have. All right, there's Solitude. Okay, I know that's a good one. Now, remember, we're playing against also a bunch of cube aficionados, so that's also something to consider. I mean, let's take a look. Oh, we don't have the names. Well, I could look them up, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? I do want to know if Luis is passing to me, but Solitude is probably the best card in this pack. Craterhoof Behemoth is fine if you want to do the green, play a bunch of green mana dorks and then ramp into this, or perhaps cheat it into play. Emrakul is cool if you're trying to do something really unfair and sneak it into play. And outside of that, this is actually a fairly weak pack. There's also Flooded Strand, which I think would be a top pick. Remember, this is the cube where you only get one of each Flooded Strand, not like 3 or whatever in the other cube. But I think Solitude is a pretty safe first pick here. Parallax Wave and Flooded Strand also really solid options. Actually, Parallax Wave could be better. But you know what? I'll take the Solitude. Let's go. All right. So we did pass an Emrakul, and now we have Oko. And remember, taking a first pick Solitude doesn't necessarily lock us into anything. I mean, I certainly could have just taken a Flooded Strand there, but I don't know. I think it was kind of close, and I wanted to be a little more aggressive. But here, there is nothing that's really that great in like an aggressive deck with Solitude. There's Worldspine Worm and Torsten. So those are both really good cards for various like flash strategies and sneak strategies, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. I don't want to take these without the actual flash, you know what I mean? There's a Shieldred and an Oko Thief of Crowns and a Wooded Foothills that stands out to me. And, you know, I'm a pretty big fan of Oko. I do think I like it more than Shieldred, so let's take the Oko here. And see where this goes. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 3. There's a Tamiyo Collector of Tales. Now, this would be really good if I was looking to, draft a Time Walk deck, right? Because you can use the Tamiyo to get a bunch of stuff back out of the graveyard, but that's not where we are here. This is actually quite a bad pack with just a bunch of mana fixing as options. I can now go back to the Solitude route, and if I wanted to be aggressive, where do I want to go? There's like a Lightstall Inquisitor, there's a Kythian, and there's also Screaming Nemesis and a Death Greeter's Champion. Man, not really where I want to start here, I will say. Yeah, this is a really weak pack. I'm just going to take a Shock Land here. Oh, no, you know what? I'll take the Lush Portico, because maybe I can end up in Bant over the Godless Shrine here. But yeah, I mean, that's obviously quite a weak start here. There's Dismember. This pack must have been absolutely loaded because this is one of the best removal spells in the entire cube, and seeing it this late is certainly a sign. Guide of Souls is also here, so it does feel like the white aggressive decks might be available. Max Smith is probably not passing to me because we're seeing all of these good aggressive white cards, but I will take the Dismember here, and if I continue seeing the white stuff, I'll take it, but I think this is a clear Dismember out of this pack. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different directions we can go with this, right? Just given our start. That is a subtlety, which is quite nice. Necromancy is interesting. Now, we don't actually have any inroads to Reanimator just yet, but it is a very, very powerful card. And this is a pack that has none of the white cards. So, Necromancy is quite strong. Jace Vryn's Prodigy is also just a really good card to play. And then there's also Subtlety that is just a really solid creature to play as well. I think I'm leaning towards Jace or Necromancy here. Do I feel like just doing some kind of Reanimator thing? I don't know. I'm pretty far away from that. I think I'm just going to take Jace, as that's kind of the safest pick that's always going to be good. Subtlety would also kind of fit that mold, but I think it's early enough where I can take the Jace and then just like, you know, make sure that I prioritize spells a little bit higher and just try to get a little more value off of this card. Pack 1, pick 6, we see a Flicker Wisp, which is a very good creature, but like, where are we going if we take the Flicker Wisp? Now, this is kind of a weak pack in general. There's also Nissa, Resurgent Animist. This is just like a Lotus Cobra. I don't think this is particularly good. There's also Unholy Heat, which is just like a solid red removal spell, but this is like the first red card that we've seen so far. All right, I'm going to take the Flicker Wisp here in case like the white aggressive deck is still open. This is a really strong card. And, you know, we can just, like, maybe continue moving down this route if it continues being open. Pack 1, pick 7. This is a very big pick here, right? We have Esper Sentinel, which would go really well in, like, an aggressive white shell. And we have 3 cards for it. We would certainly need to table a bunch of stuff. And this is a totally fine card. Or we can try to take Mana Fixing. A Mana Fixer that would be really good right now would be something like a Spara's Headquarters. Or we can just move into some beatdowns. Yeah, beatdowns is kind of boring. Let's take the Spara's Headquarters. We can certainly be like a blue-white deck. Splashing green for Oko. That is an option. Sundering Titan is in the pack. There's a Dragon's Rage Channeler if I wanted to go red-white beats. There's an Abhorrent Oculus, which... this isn't like the greatest Oculus deck. There's also just like a Chromatic Star that I can take for this deck. And the thing is, nobody really wants to go like super aggro this early, right? And Chromatic Star does give me some mana fixing. So why don't we just take the Chromatic Star here? All right, pack 1, pick 9. What do we have? We have Craterhoof Behemoth. We're not seeing a bunch of like the green mana elf stuff. So that's also something that we need to be mindful of. We have a Restless Prairie, which is just a decent green-white mana fixer, or a Treasure Cruise. I think I'm going to take Treasure Cruise here. This could end up being a decent Treasure Cruise deck with like Chromatic Star, Dismember, etc. Torsten's in this pack as well. There was a Worldspine Worm, so somebody ended up kind of taking both. Brainstorm is fine. We don't have any fetches right now. Galvanic Discharge is also a really good removal spell, but I think I'm just going to take a Brainstorm here just because I don't want to shift over to red as well. Plunder and Galvanic Discharge also in the pack here, notably. Pack 1, pick 11 gives us this pack. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, if I want to beat down, I guess I can take like a Kythian or a Lightstall Inquisitor, I guess. But this feels like more of a deck that wants to do the Beza thing, so I'll take the Beza. Probably not playing it, though. All right, here there's a Pick Your Poison, which I'm not sure is a main deckable card in this version of Cube. There's Titania, which you can also play, and there's also Endurance, which can also just be a solid card to play, but I don't know how open green was in general, but maybe I'll just take the Endurance here. All right, there's a Bristly Bell if I want it to be a little more aggro. There's an Icetail Explorer, which is also pretty interesting. I'm going to take Bristly Bill here, and maybe we want to be a little bit more proactive. All right, we're seeing some green stuff here. There's a Nissa as well, and there is an Outland Liberator. So perhaps green is available. We'll see. Because a lot of the good white stuff we also didn't necessarily get back. All right, pack 2, pick 1. What do we have? There's an Ulamog. What does this do? Okay, it's just a spider card. There's a Polluted Delta, which immediately stands out to me. This is a pack that doesn't have a ton of absurd cards. There is an Urza Saga, which is a really, really good card if you have a bunch of good things to fetch for it, but we don't have anything, right? We just have a Chromatic Star. So Polluted Delta, being able to get the Sparrow's Headquarters does seem quite nice. And I think, like, the green cards I can easily table. So why don't we take the fetch land out of that pack? Also, it works well with the Nissa. Oh, and this is an elemental. Boom, we're doing it. I don't think I'm supposed to be white. So, we'll see how this goes. Maybe we're blue-green. Oh! LSV is not passing to us. There's a Mox Opal in the pack. All right, so we're like blue-green with the potential to splash white if we need. There's a Vaultborn Tyrant. Again, we don't have any flash type effects, so this is not really going to do much here for us. There is a Leyline Binding, which could be a really good removal spell if we are in 3 colors. We have the Lush Portico, so the Temple Garden is less exciting. There's also Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, which is just like a fine way to try to close out games. Really weak pack overall, though. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a Leyline Binding here. Just because like it looks like we could be going down the domain route and see what happens there. All right, what do we have? Pack 2, pick 3. Nettlecyst for the artifact deck. There's Crucible of Worlds. There's Tarmogoyf. There's Ouroboros. That doesn't seem particularly strong. This is good if you want to beat down. There's Crucible of Worlds, which can be interesting. If I took something like a Titania or something, that would have been pretty nice. But all in all, fairly weak here. You know what? You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna be the aggro, like, I don't know. I'm gonna take Ouroboros and just see what happens, okay? Let's just take it, and maybe there's just like a blue-green creature-based deck that we can use to beat people down with. Up the Beanstalk, I don't really care too much for. There is a Thieving Skydiver, a Brazen Borrower, and a Cryptic Command. I think Cryptic Command is probably just a little bit too hard to cast. I do really like Brazen Borrower, so I think I'm going to take that over the Thieving Skydiver here. Alright, there's a Misty Rainforest, which looks quite nice. This is a really good pack overall, but I just feel like a fetch land here is just too good. I don't really care about Primeval Titan. Rumble, Lotus Cobra are both fine, along with the Seeka's Chariot, but let's go ahead and take the Misty Rainforest here. It just goes really, really well with, you know, the Bristly Bill, the Nissa. So let's go ahead and take that. Here, there's a Fast Bond. There's Nathan. He's in our draft. Sadly, he is not that good. Duelist of the Mind, not Nathan Stoyer. There's an Urza's Bauble, Luis's favorite card. There's a Fast Bond, but I think this is mostly a trap. So I don't know that I want to be doing the Fast Bond thing, but, you know, I mean, maybe there's like a cool, like, I already passed on the Crucible and the Ice-Till Explorer. Maybe the Crucible tables. There's also a Reprieve. Oh, actually, I'm just going to take Reprieve. I didn't recognize the art. I didn't recognize the art. This is just a really good card. I think we're just going to be Bant, so I think the Reprieve is quite nice. Here, Hallowed Fountain looks like a pretty good card to take here, just to be able to get an untapped blue-white source off both of my fetch lands. Yeah. Did you think I was going to go Bant mid-range? Because I didn't. All right. There's a Tundra, but I already have a Hallowed Fountain, so I don't think I need that. I think I'm just going to take a Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Just for a nice little Planeswalker at 4. If I didn't have the Hallowed Fountain, I would take the Tundra. But there's definitely some redundancy there in terms of... there's definitely some redundancy there if you already have the tap land. All right, here we have a 6, an Exploration, and an Eternal Witness. And a Terra Sunder. Consider is also okay. Is 6 good? Yeah, 6 seems fine. Let's try it. There's a Wrenn in 6. There's a Voice of Victory. Is this good for me? I don't think I really care about Voice of Victory. What's got the most upside? I guess Wrenn in 6, maybe? So let's go ahead and take that here. Where are all the mana dorks? Oh, like the Caryatid didn't table either. You know who likes drafting the green mana stuff? Generally speaking, Reid Duke. So, that might be something that we have to fight against here. We'll see. Alright, not enough white cards for Solitude. 21 cards, 5 lands. What, that's 16 cards? And then these two I'm not really sure on. Even though I took this one super early. My issue with my deck, though, is just like, it doesn't really have a whole lot of direction. I was really hoping for more like random green mana creatures. There's the Crucible of Worlds. Okay. I don't think Tarmogoyf is particularly playable, and I don't love Phantasmal Image. All right. Maybe I should have taken Titania. What did I take over Titania? I mean, Endurance is a good card. Thieving Skydiver, I like. There's also Zuranorb Crucible, though. All right, let's have some fun. Zuranorb Crucible. Oh, Lotus Cobra here for sure. Over Primeval Titan and Omnath. Man, should I have taken the Fast Bond? I took Reprieve, right? Ah, that would have been Infinite Life. All right, whatever. Let's take this. There it is! Okay, just because you have it as an option doesn't mean that you're supposed to play it, but just so you know, this is Infinite Life. Zuranorb, Fast Bond, and Crucible of Worlds is Infinite Life. All right, here, I do like Tireless Tracker in these types of decks, but I think I gotta take Mystic Confluence. Ramping into this seems quite strong. I like Verdant Catacombs as well, as a nice little fetch land, but let's take the Mystic Confluence here just as a really, like, I mean, this is just a really great card in general. So, and I have basically no counter magic against any of the broken things that my opponents can be doing. So let's take the Mystic Confluence. All right, so what other ways is there for me to make this deck a little bit more consistent? Wow, Sneak Attack. So there was a Torsten, an Emrakul. There was a Torsten, an Emrakul, and Worldspine Worm. So this Sneak Attack is going to be awesome for whoever drafted that deck. Ragavan obviously also is quite nice, but we're pretty settled in at this point. I think Noble Hierarch is like literally perfect. I'm not going to hope that this tables. I mean, I'm Bant, and this is literally just like, you know, the Bant creature, right? So let's go ahead and take that. There's a Llanowar Elves, but Mana Vault is too strong of a card to pass. I do like Fractured Identity. The Elves would have been okay, and 3 Steps Ahead would also be a fine counter spell, but let's take Mana Vault here. Although, admittedly, like, I can't really maximize on this too well, just because I don't have a ton of top-end stuff, but, you know. Hey, turn 1 Mana Vault, turn 2 Mystic Confluence is still fine. All right, what do we have here? Lelia, it looks like red was maybe something that I could have considered moving into here. There's an Avacyn's Pilgrim. There's a Seachrome Coast. Let's take the Pilgrim. I do need some top end here to ramp into, so hopefully we can find something. Also, which one's better between Outland Liberator and Kinker Bloom? Kind of close. Okay. Oh, you know, that is a top end thing to ramp into. Underworld Breach, Inquisition of Kozilek are very, very strong cards. Enduring Curiosity is okay as well. But you know what? I'm just going to take an Ugin. Like, I just need... Look, it's really good with the Mana Vault, and I just need some kind of top-end way to try to win the game with. And I have a lot of ramp. Like, I have Lotus Cobra, the 2 Pilgrims, I have the Mana Vault, I have the Nissa. So I think this will give me, like, a legitimate way to, you know, like, pull ahead in the late game as well. So Fastbond is very good with Draw 7s and with Crucibles. But we don't have any Draw 7s, so this entire combo I took as a spec. Also, had I taken the Titania, then this would have all been a lot better. And perhaps I should have, and that's probably my lack of experience drafting Vintage Cube in general, where maybe I'm not doing enough specking and taking, like, the safe pick. But we'll see how this goes. Channel Ugin? This isn't even good. I think they put this in just because Luis is here. Pompous Pillager. That's funny. All right, there's a Deathrite Shaman, but I only have 2 fetches. There's a Channel, but my deck's not a particularly great Channel deck. I do have the Ugin, but there's nothing else I really want out of this pack, so I will take the Channel, and then, like, if it's something that I'm going to be interested in playing, I can play it. See, so here, had I taken the Craterhoof Behemoth, I could have taken the Natural Order, right? There was also a Torsten, but I don't have either. I don't have anything to Natural Order for here. So given that I'm Bant, and I certainly still could use some really powerful playable cards, I'm going to take Teferi here over Willow Rush Verge, just because I think Teferi is a very good card, and move on. Pack 3, pick 8. Bunch of random black cards here. There's a Courser of Krufix. I guess I take the Courser, but I don't love it. Courser is also pretty cool with Fast Bond. All right, pack 3, pick 9. This is not, like, I don't really care about Scavenging Ooze. This is more of a sideboard card, but we're playing best of one. There's Elder Gargaroth and Tireless Tracker. And I think I like the Tracker more. So let's go ahead and take that. Here, pack 3, pick 10. There's a Leovold, but we don't have any way to splash black. There's a Lurrus. We're obviously not going to meet that condition. There's a Portal to Phyrexia, which is pretty cool with Channel. But, man, I am a sucker for Sword of Fire and Ice. I don't even think it's good, but do you remember back in the day going turn 1 mana creature, turn 2 Sword of Fire and Ice? I'm just saying. All right, 3 steps ahead. I guess I'll play. I mean, any counter magic is kind of playable. So this is, I mean, -5 here. This is 23 cards, so that's good. Now we just think about what's like good against us. I guess Faithless Looting is the highest upside for the reanimation stuff. Fire Blast I care less about. Take Overgrown Tomb. Actually, I don't have anything that's black. I'll just take Knight of the Reliquary here. Take Deathrite Shaman. And I think this is mostly our deck. We'll see how this goes. I thought my mana fixing would have been a little bit better, but this is still fine. And remember, we're playing a draft with just like 7 of some of the world's best players. And we did get a last pick Willow Rush Verge, which I'm very, very happy about. So let's take a look at our sideboard here just to see if there's something that we missed. All right, you know what? Honestly, let's just put all of this in and see where, not these cards though. See where it is that we need to be. All right. So the cards in question here are whether or not like Fast Bond, Zuran Orb, and Crucible of Worlds belongs in here. And I think the answer is no. Like, a lot of these cards individually are quite weak, right? Like, especially Fast Bond. Like, I just don't have too many ways to abuse this other than with Zuran Orb. If I had like a Strip Mine with Crucible and more ways to do some graveyard recursion-y stuff, I think that would have been good. But I don't, so let's just cut that whole package. I don't think Channel is good enough. I have the Ugin, but that's kind of it. So we can cut that. Like, all these green creatures I'm not even sure about. Turns out creatures are not so good. As far as spells go, I do like basically all of my spells. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, let's be real. This is not really a SoFi deck. All right. We still need to cut 4 cards from this deck, which is going to be kind of tough. I'm not sure how good the Nissa is here, honestly. We have like 2 fetch lands, and we don't have that much to ramp into. And we only have the Endurance to kind of ramp into as well. So I think Nissa can be cut. I think I can cut one of these 2 mana creatures. Not sure which one. I think the Outland... Well, Cankerbloom might be better, actually. It hits harder, and Proliferate actually matters here, as I have potentially the Ouroboros. If I play the Ouroboros, it can be good. And I have the Bristly Bill. All right. I think 1 disenchant creature is probably good. What's our creature count? 12? You know what? I'm going to try this. Like, I don't even know if it's good, but look, I'm a green... Like, I have 12 creatures. Like, I'm going to try this to see if, like... I don't know. Like, I know Vintage Cube is super powerful, and this is probably a little mopey, but, you know, this card's absurd in this format, so let's give it a try. I think I can cut Chromatic Star and maybe Treasure Cruise. Yeah. This doesn't feel like the best Treasure Cruise deck. Like, I have a lot of permanents. This card's really good if you have, like, a lot of cheap spells to build your graveyard, but I think in this deck, it doesn't quite do enough. The Chromatic Star is always just, like, a fine card to play, though, so maybe that's something I want to keep in. I think Courser of Crewfix is probably a little too weak. So let's just cut that. Let's play the Chromatic Star. All right, well, let's give this a whirl. I plan to do several drafts today, so let's see if we can get some better decks other than this first one. Nice introduction. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in a different way, I do have a Patreon. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to join an awesome community of folks also looking to up their limited game. Right now, there's a lot of Modern Horizons 3 that's available. And, well, actually, when this comes out, there won't be. But, you know, we always, you know, talk about the latest sets that come out. and the proper strategies to kind of attack even the flashback format. So lots of stuff to get out of joining the Patreon. Check it out. All right, here we go. I don't know who I'm playing. I should actually look here. I should actually look. Who just to let you know who I'm playing against. Who is pcube4? Let's take a look. I'm playing against the great Reid Duke. Oh man. All right. Come on. The thing is, none of the opponents are going to be easy, so this doesn't actually matter. All right. He led with the plains. We have turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim here into turn 2 Lotus Cobra Misty Rainforest, which is quite nice. We have Brainstorm with Fetch Land, which is also good. Also, one last reason to play Chromatic Star. It's kind of minor, but we do have Ugin. So having some... If it's close, if you can play a colorless card, it's always better because you have the Ugin in your deck. All right, Boros into Voice of Victory. Fair enough. So let's go... Lotus Cobra into this. Let's play Canker Bloom. All right. Yeah, man, if I had the Natural Order and the Crater Hoof Behemoth, I didn't know I was going to go down this route, but yeah, that would have certainly been better. All right, well, Canker Bloom does a good job of blocking Voice of Victory, so if he wants to get a good attack in, he's going to need to kill the Canker Bloom. But of course, he's Boros. Wait, Makdi and Itla. And in Jetmir's Garden. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. How do I want to approach this? I think I'm going to go Misty Rainforest. Add a blue. Let's cast Brainstorm. I do not want these lands. Let's put them on top. Oh, even my treasures or clues come into play untapped. I'm going to attack. See what Reid wants to do here. Okay, he blocks. That's fair. Okay, so now this comes into play untapped. Actually, like, drawing a land's not even that bad here, right? I don't know. I'm thinking here, because I do have Brazen Borrower. Oh, but I can't play a thing on their turn. I should probably just fetch here to just guarantee I get the treasure. Oh, I can also just bounce this, and that just buys me, like, a lot of tempo, right? They have 4 cards. Maybe that's the play. I do want to get my white source if possible. So I have a Hallowed Fountain. Yeah, let's go for the tempo play here. Oh, no, I can actually just crack the clue, right? Alright, ooh, Fetch Land. That's pretty good. So, if Reid kills my Tireless Tracker here... Showdown of the Skalds. Okay. Elspeth. Wow, that is a loaded situation here. Alright. Well, how do I want to do this? I mean, I have a counterspell for the Elspeth, which is the thing that I'm going to need to deal with immediately. Let's go blue. Let's bounce this. Let's attack for 6. And pass. I could have cracked the clue, but of course I'm just going to wait here because I have 3 steps ahead. Also, I can play Brazen Borrower. I just have a lot of options here. Now, here's the thing, right? If they play Voice of Victory, am I supposed to counter that? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, maybe. Maybe I can't do better than that. And then I just try to find another counterspell. The problem is it just cuts off all my counterspells. So yeah, let's just go for it. Counter, draw 2 cards. Well, let's discard Forest. Oh, actually, we can discard Island. And they can play like Mom and Magda, which is fine. And I guess the Magda gets a counter, sure. Oh, and we hit Oko. That's obviously quite good. I can also just steal the Mother of Runes, right? Because I have a clue. Exchange control target artifact creature control power 3 or less. That's also really, really nice. Oh, they can't play the Elspeth. What am I saying? Let's go green. Let's play Oko. Oh, I can't steal. What am I saying? They're at 14 life. So I can turn the Mother of Runes off. I can also play Jace and bounce something. I mean, Jace bounce something also seems quite nice. Like, I have a lot of options here with what to do with the Oko, but I'm going to attack first to see what he does. With the Tireless Tracker, I can just make it big enough where it just attacks through these, right? Okay, so he chose not to do anything, which makes a lot of sense. So now we have interesting options here from our side, right? All right, let's play Jace. And I gotta bounce something. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with one of my creatures. Man. Alright, so if they kill my token, they can kill my Jace. So maybe I was supposed to keep one of my creatures back. I might have fumbled that turn. A lot of pressure playing against Reid Duke. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, Mother of Runes. Lion Sash. Okay, sure. Alright, we'll block. Bristly Bill. That's certainly a good one. So how do I want to do this? They're at 8 life. I feel like I just want to get as aggressive as I possibly can. Oh, wait. What am I doing? I mean, oh, God. I'm so bad. Oh, my goodness. All right. Oh, they can pump this too. Never mind. Alright, let's just take the Mother of Runes. This is not my best showing, and sadly, we're going to have to showcase it. Yeah, I needed to play the Bristly Bill first, but what can you do? What can you do? Yeah, okay. I mean, I played this game so horribly. Sorry, Reid. I embarrassed myself. But you know what? We keep playing, right? You keep playing. We beat the great Reid Duke. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, there's a reason why I said I am the worst player of the group here. But yeah, that was not a good showing. All right, now I'm playing against Arne Huschenbeth. Another incredible pro in his own right. All right. I can't play Noble Hierarch turn 1. Let's play the Portico. Teferi Time Raveler is an interesting one. I need lands, but this card's really good. I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not confident about that keep. I do have a Brainstorm, to be fair. All right. And I have a Dismember, but I can't dismember the Caryatid. Narset. Well, I guess I should Brainstorm in response. Okay. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess I gotta try to figure out what I want to play next turn. I'm guessing it's probably, like, Jace is bad here. So let's go Jace, whatever, it doesn't. I'm gonna end up drawing both anyways. But what, like, the thing I want to play the next turn is definitely Tireless Tracker. So that... Oh, hey, look, we drafted the same thing. Alright. This at least allows us to pressure the Narset.
Meditate and prepare.
And we have several removal spells here as well, which is good. Also, I can draw cards. I can draw a card at the end of my opponent's turn to play around the Narset static ability. Wow, Tamiyo Teferi. All right, all right. And of course, I have Leyline Binding. So I was passing to him though, because remember the Tundra? Oh my gosh, they just cast Time Warp. Nice. Yeah, that's good. That is very, very good. And then now they play Teferi. And then they're gonna tuck my Tireless Tracker, presumably. This is all very, very good for my opponent. Not good for me. Alright, that's a Jace the Mind Sculptor, which does absolutely nothing here. Do I want to kill this Teferi? I think I do. I mean, keeping Counterspell up seems quite nice too, but I'm just gonna get rid of this Teferi here. And then just, like, crack the clue at the end of my opponent's turn. The classic Bant Super Friends mirror. You should have expected it, folks. Should have expected it. So they have Tamiyo Time Warp. I wonder if they also have Time Walk. Because that would be really strong, right? Just play a creature with 5 toughness. Well, I guess that kind of counts. Oh my gosh, look at this. This deck is sweet. Eternal Witness. I wonder, is Eternal Witness better than 6? I took 6, but I wasn't sure which one's better. Their deck is far sweeter than ours, I will say.
Let us have a storied battle worth retelling.
They got the Time Warp back. Yep. Yep, they're
Much from my
locking me out of the game, folks. It's a Jace into a Tireless Tracker. God, this is so bad. Because I absolutely need to counter that Time Warp. I should have tapped the Noble Hierarch, because they can kill that to play around Counterspell. And Arne is 100% the type of player who would do something like that, which is not good for me. And he's a control player, so he knows. He's like, Paul, you have a Tireless Tracker in hand, and you didn't cast it. You must have a Counterspell here. And he's right.
Let me aid your
You know the good part about this is it's best of one. And so he's going to make quick work of me, and then we'll just move on. There you go. Memory... Wait, he hit the memory lapse? Oh, come on. He hit the memory lapse. Did he surveil? He also has Delirium, so the Shifting Woodland... This deck is sweet. Arne, you cooked. Player 5? Yeah, Arne. Arne definitely cooked. Like, he's got the ability to play Time Warp with Memory Lapse backup. This is so bad. He gets back his Teferi. You can also just let this happen, I suppose, but getting back Teferi seems so strong here. I think he's gonna fight back here. Yeah. Oh, this is such a beating. I don't think I can recover from this, honestly. I mean, this is just... For all you control players out there, you know how I feel. Celestial Colonnade? Oh, game over. Best land in existence. I can't even draw cards! Let me draw cards, Arne! Please! I have children! God. Alright, well, I'm going to loot on my opponent's turn, cast the 3 steps ahead on whatever, but as long as Arne plays, like, somewhat carefully, I don't think I have a chance here. Like, even if he just gets back Memory Lapse with Tamiyo, that probably just seals the game.
We need to move quickly.
And with Teferi, remember, you can't deck yourself. You can keep targeting one of your things and keep tucking. Well, no, I guess you can deck yourself. Because this doesn't have infinite loyalty. You know what? Let's see more of Arne's deck, because this deck is awesome. Memory Lapse. Yeah, this is really funny. I was literally passing to Arne, and he has a sweeter deck than me. I mean, he also has Soul Ring. But I think he was to my direct left. Arne was to my direct left because I remember passing all of these cards. That's a bad feeling, folks. You can cast Cryptic? Alright. Oh, man. I mean, I'm just dead here, right? Like, I have no way out. I am curious to see, like, what the big finish is. But, like, Eternal Witness Time Warp obviously just gets it done here with, like, a bunch of Planeswalkers going off. But I'm gonna let Arne have his fun. Alright, get back Time Warp. Play Time Warp, play Witness, get it back. Draw cards off to Fairy. Oh my gosh, we're doing some Displacer Kitten shenanigans? Nice! That's infinite turns! Okay. Okay, let's hit them with the good game. That is incredible. That is incredible. That's infinite turns. It's a lot of mana, but it's infinite turns. Nice. Alright, GG. I'm so jealous, Arne. I'm so jealous. Good games. Alright, up against Mac on the draw here. With a decidedly mediocre hand, but I have all my colors, so I'm gonna keep this. Let's see. I should lead with Forest. We'll play Chromatic Star. Uh-oh. You know what this is? It's like, oh, come on! Really? Are you ready for this? Mac, are you ready for this? They just played a turn 2 flash. Okay. Oh, wait, I tapped wrong too. Alright, well. Welcome to Vintage Cube, folks. Welcome to Vintage Cube. Bone Shard. Yep. Alright, well, you know what? That was, I'm gonna get my third loss. So yeah. Let's move on, I guess. Game 3, folks. We just got turn 2 flashed. Alright. Alright, feature match for the last round. Feature match for the last round. PQ1 versus PQ2. I am playing against LSV here. This should be good. I was like, Luis, we need to pair against each other because I have 2 losses. I don't have any more losses to give. Alright, here we go. He's blue. He has a Mox Jet? Come on! Oh, is he artifacts? Is he artifacts? Who knows? Alright, let's play Portico. Jace? Yeah, I'll keep Jace. I mean, I'm probably just dead, right? Like, I don't... Of course Luis drafted this deck. I should have just drafted blue-white control, you know what I mean? Like, this is not even reasonable, what's happening. He hit me with the Your Go! Oh, unbelievable! Look, there's my mana accelerator. Oh, he hit me with the Your Go. The disrespect. Some people just don't have any respect. Copying the Might Sword. It is legendary. But he's just gonna draw cards. He doesn't care about my Lotus Cobra. Oh no, he does. Alright, alright. Maybe he has nothing. I hope he has nothing, and I hope he's... He in fact does not have nothing. He's gonna hit me with the Your Go again. Unreal. This is ridiculous. Like, you know what? This is a welcome to Vintage Cube moment for me, I guess, right? It's like, good job, Paul. It's like they appreciate me trying to, you know, play with all these pros, and we are not making a good show of ourselves. All right, let's turn that into a 3/3 with no abilities, right?
invite you to change
This is ridiculous. Do I deserve this? I feel like I don't deserve this. Ridiculous. He can draw 3 more cards. Look at the permanent count. I have 4, and he has 11. 11 permanents in play. Well, you know what? Like I said, I'm glad I'm doing a lot more of these because this one was an absolute beatdown. Oh, sure. Nettles, yeah. I mean, to be fair, my deck's not very good, so it's like if I'm going to take my losses, it'll be now. But wow, this is just not even remotely close. Let's turn Nettlesis into a 3/3. Oh god, he's gonna laugh at me when I play this. I don't have a choice. Oh, he's 100% laughing at me for playing Ouroboros. Oh man. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. It's all good. Yep. So that dies, and I'll block the interpreter. Alright, I'm at 17. Oh, come on! Oh, come on!
I've read nearly the entire library.
He hit me with the good game. It's okay. I got Canker Bloom in a dream. Oh, Canker Bloom in a dream. Oh, man. What an absolute trouncing. Oh, he still has a clue? Well, guess who doesn't have a clue? This guy. This guy does not have a clue. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just drafting Beatdown next time. You know what I mean? Just turn the old brain off. Don't worry about it. Is this an artifact? I don't... I guess I have bounce effects, right? Oh, I guess... No, let's see. That's the only thing I can do. Alright. They have another clue. Oh, the stupid Tameo. Oh yeah, the Tameo flips. Look, I'm still fighting the good fight here. Because I never give up. Okay. Oh? That is a thing. I don't even have a spell in my graveyard. That's ridiculous. Whatever. I mean, the Seed Shark I don't mind bouncing. We'll bounce the token. Why does this have a lock thing on it? Oh, because you need to pay mana to untap it, I guess? So they have access to 4 mana, and they get a 7/7. Dude, I don't know. Alright, we're dead. Alright, we're dead. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, you know what? It's okay. All I want to say is this, no matter what happens here, still very happy for the opportunity to do this draft. Now let's take a look at what happened here. Yeah, okay, we just drafted green and we drafted a bad deck. That's what happened, okay? We try to just draft like solid value cards to some degree with some ramp and a little bit of counter spells. But like this deck just didn't have direction. And we ended up losing to like a hyper-focused artifact deck We lost to turn 2 Flash, and then we lost to another combo deck. And all of those things have one thing in common. Like, they all had a certain goal in mind when they were playing their deck. And this is kind of more in the mid-range side of the spectrum, but like still not enough interaction as well. And so I just don't think this is probably the best way to have success. Like, this blue-green mid-range deck is not where it's at. It's like either you want to be really aggressive or really controlling with a lot of interaction, a lot of counter spells. This like playing some ramp with some counter strategy, I don't think is ideal. So that's kind of my learning for this, and we'll apply that for the next draft. Honest, okay, here we go. Draft number 2. Draft number 2, and this one's starting out a little bit better. Yes, we opened Ancestral Recall. Oh man, okay. Let's gather ourselves. Okay, we finally opened Power. We're taking the recall, we're passing Ugin, Eye of the Storms, and Entomb. Entomb is a really powerful card, and a couple of fetch lands. So, pretty solid pack here overall. But let's take the recall and be very, very happy. Very happy. Now, what that means is, so since I passed the Entomb, it's like less likely that I might want to move into Reanimator. But of course, other people might not like Reanimator as well, so who knows how far down the line that is. But let's just take this one pack at a time and see where this goes. All right. Pack 1, pick 2. What do? 2 mana, 1/1, can't be blocked. When it deals combat damage, you connive. Probably don't want to take that second pick. Scalding Tarn makes a lot of sense here. We first picked the recall, so this seems awesome to take. Had we first picked like Entomb, you could take Life Death and just kind of move in that direction. LED is a really good card if you can draft around it, but I think the fail case is very high for this not being a thing that you can pull off. So I think I'd rather take the Scalding Tarn and just be a little bit more flexible in terms of the direction of this draft. So let's go ahead and do that here and see where we can take things here. LED and Lotus Petal. So somebody can certainly cook here and do all of the things, potentially. But what do I want to do? I really like Karakas as a card in general. So I'm kind of leaning towards taking that and just, you know what? Look, Luis did his artifacts deck. I'm kind of known for drafting controlling decks in Cube. So maybe we just want to do that. Recall, cheap interaction, take the Karakas and be happy. I like Teferi, but I do think Karakas is better. Lotus Petal would be, I think, the other consideration out of this pack. All right, pack 1, pick 4. Torsten would be a good reanimation target. That would be certainly a fine thing to do. There's a Flage, there's Guide of Souls if you want to be like more on the aggressive side of the spectrum, which can be fine. Chain Lightning is a solid, just kind of like removal spell. If you want a 1-mana removal spell, that's also consideration. And then you can also take Flage, which is honestly not terrible if your mana can support it, right? It's like a fine late game win condition that also gains you some life. Oh, excuse me, I didn't see that this was a volcanic island. I'm going to take the volcanic island. All right, my bad. Yeah. I thought this was like, I'm just not used to the art on some of these cards, right? So let's take the Volcanic Island and just start the draft off with rock solid mana and then kind of take it from there. I do really like Oust. Good cheap interaction is very, very strong, especially when you have an Ancestral Recall here already. So let's go ahead and take that. Certainly some aggressive cards available here. Thraben Inspector, Goblin Rabblemaster Champion. Ancient Tomb can also be okay. But let's go ahead and take the Oust. This is something that I'm comfortable drafting if we do end up more of like a controlling deck here. And also, if let's say the aggressive cards continue to flow, I mean, we can certainly still move into Boros with a light blue splash on recall and go that direction if that is what's seemingly open, if blue is not available here. Pack 1, pick 6. We have a fairly weak pack. There is Lightning Helix. There is Pyrite Spellbomb. There's Chromho Seed Shark as kind of the options. There's also Soul Guide Lantern if I wanted to just like main deck this card as something to fight other graveyard decks that also cycles. And given that we passed the Entomb, I don't think it's a bad option to take here, honestly. Especially just because Lightning Helix is just okay in my opinion. I like plenty of other removal effects over that, but I can also take the Chromho Seed Shark if I want to lean into like a control deck, but I don't even think this is the strongest win condition. Let's just take the Soul Guide Lantern here. Another cheap card that, you know, in the right matchup can do a ton of work. SoFi, I'm not going to take. This pack is quite weak. There is a Hedge Maze. There's a Fatal Push and a Pyrokinesis in this pack that I'm considering. I don't really love Sink into Stupor. I mean, we could be Esper. I don't have any black lands just yet, but Fatal Push is a very, very efficient removal spell, so I'm just going to take it here and see where this goes. All right, pack 1, pick 8, there is a Toxic Deluge, which is... Black seems to be somewhat open. We saw a late Fatal Push with a Deluge, so I think that's a direction that I can go into. I can also take Creeping Tar Pit, which can be fine as well. I don't care about the Spell Bomb. Maybe the Tar Pit's better. It allows me to have a win condition, and I feel like if I'm in Esper colors, I can find sweepers. So yeah, let's go ahead and take the Creeping Tar Pit here for mana fixing. And now I think Subtlety is a really good pickup, noting that the Entomb obviously didn't table out of this pack. I think this is just a really good card, and probably the best option of what we have here. Raugreen Triumph would also be interesting here, but I do think, you know, Subtlety is a good enough card to take as the first creature for my deck. When you have something like Ancestral Recall, cards like Snapcaster Mage, Jace Vryn's Prodigy go up in value. Just ways to, you know, get this back from the graveyard for just to draw a ton of cards. Well, Teferi Table, we'll see. Thirst for Discovery. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land card. That's the tough part. Basic land is going to be tough. This is not something I care about. I don't really care about this unblockable creature, I think. So do I want Thieving Skydiver or Nova Hellkite? Or Preacher of the Schism, even? Yeah, you know, this actually doesn't seem like a terrible Preacher of the Schism deck. Just like, lean into just like Esper mid-range. Sure. Dragon's Rage Channel in the pack along with Monstrous Rage, but I guess I'll just take a Touch to Spirit Realm here for removal. And damn, I will take... I wonder if Sage of the Skies is good, though. This card is just like a solid card to play, but also just having a sweeper isn't bad. But we do have a fair number of cheap spells, and this helps if I play against the aggro decks. I think it's like almost as good as Damn. So I want to try this. I want to try... Especially, I have 4 1-mana spells already, so why don't we just go like Esper mid-range with a bunch of like cheap spells. I think that's actually a reasonable route to victory here. Nexus of Becoming doesn't seem very good here. I'll take Nethergoyf, but I don't think I'm going to play it. Let's take the Prairie, although probably not playing that. And yeah, all right. Some kind of Esper shell. Okay, please, let's not fumble this draft. I mean, I could have drafted like a combo deck with LED and Lotus Petal. But like I said before, I'm much more comfortable drafting this type of deck. We will take a Pearl and be extremely happy about it. All right. Yeah, turn 2, Pearl, Sage of the Skies, going off. Okay, that's not actually going off, but you know what? I'll take it. All right, is this a Lurrus deck? Not quite. I just have like 3 things, and I'm not going to have enough playables, honestly, if I take the Lurrus here. So we are in the Esper colors here. So what do I want for my Esper deck? There's a Caustic Bronco and a Consider. There's also Overlord of the Mistmoors, but I don't think I want to take that. Yeah, I mean, we can be a little bit more mid-rangey. I'll take the Caustic Bronco. I mean, we could even be Black, White, Splash, Blue. Just based on what we saw, Blue is like obviously almost always overdrafted. So based off of that, we can, you know, see where it is we need to be. But right now, like, my mana's looking okay. Especially if I can pick some blue-black or blue-white lands. There's an Undercity Sewers here, but there's also Baleful Strix, which I really like. There's also Hymn to Turok, but it's double black, so I'm not looking to take that. So I'm looking at Baleful Strix versus the Undercity Sewers, and I think I'm going to take the Baleful Strix. I just think this card is excellent. I do like the Undercity Sewers a lot, but, you know, I'm happy to still consider just this nice little Esper shell here. We'll get the mana later, hopefully. Here we have the choice between Spell Pierce and Miscalculation. I'm not actually sure which one's better. This looks like a tempo-y deck where I want to keep up, like, be able to keep up 1 mana, not a full-on control deck at this point. So I do think Spell Pierce is going to do a little more work here, so let's go ahead and take that. Here, there's a Misty Rainforest. Fallen Shinobi, 5 mana, 5/4. When this deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top 2 cards of their library. Until end of turn, you may play those cards without... Oh, it's that card. Yes. Fallen Shinobi, sure. I don't think I want to take it here right now. It actually isn't bad here, but I think Misty Rainforest is too good to pass up on here. So I'm going to take it here over the Fallen Shinobi. If this tables, it's fine. But, you know, with 2 fetch lands, if we can pick... Right now, they're not good, okay? But if we can pick up, you know, some kind of blue-black or blue-white land, then this is going to help out our mana immensely, especially when we're trying to go 3 colors. Now we are halfway through pack 2, so now we are getting there is definitely a level of nervousness here. Like I do need to make sure that I can pick up some number of dual lands to be able to play all of my cards. All right, what do we have here? Dark Ritual for the combo deck, but that's not what we're taking. This is a bit of a blank. There's nothing I really want in the Esper colors. Not really a Dark Ritual deck. Certainly not a Jace Wielder of Mysteries deck. There's a Displacer Kitten and a Blade Splicer. Oh, gosh. This is so medium, but I think it's probably the best option here. Taking the Blade Splicer there. All right, Celestial Colonnade. That gives us some good mana fixing. So I think I'm going to take that here over Elegy Acolyte, Prop's Eidetic Memory, and Thalia. Colonnade's obviously great. We have 2 creature lands to close out the game with, and they're both evasive, which I really like. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 cards. I guess Moxen you want to count as lands. I have the Volcanic here, so red can be a splash if I need, but I'm not going to 100% rely on that just yet. So now we have Dark Confidant. Yeah? I'm going to take that over Murderous Cut here. And now that we have Dark Confidant and Caustic Bronco, let's try to keep our curve very, very low. Okay, let's avoid playing really expensive cards and kind of lean into a nice little cheap Esper deck here. There's a Fairy Mastermind, but I think I do need to focus on my mana curve here. Maybe the white's going to be on the splash here. So let's go ahead and take the Dark Slick Shores. And what do we have? Consider an Overlord of the Mistmoors. There's also a Batterskull. I guess I'll take Consider. I mean, you can take Batterskull and spec on a Stoneforge Mystic, but I just kind of need cards, and I don't love the Consider, but I'll take it there. Virtue of Persistence versus Metamorph. Huh. Taking 7 is so bad. I think I'll take the Metamorph here. This is a weak pack. I'll take the Tamiyo. Probably not going to play. There's the Fallen Shinobi. I mean, we have Baleful Strix. If we can pick up some more flyers, that would certainly be nice. I'm not really a Lightning Greaves gamer. Also, we have a lot of spells, so I'm not sure that I'm going to want to play the Thalia in this deck, but I'll play the Fallen Shinobi and kind of move in. Here, what do we have? We are an Esper deck. There's an Otawara, but I think I'm going to take this Meticulous Archive here. There's nothing great. There's Ragavan, which I can splash, which is not at its best. There's a Lutri, which is a good card, but with the 2 fetch lands, it's really important. I mean, granted, I don't have that many white cards, but I'm not going to have enough playables if I don't play the white cards. So why don't we take the Meticulous Archive out of that pack and make sure we have rock solid mana. 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards here. And certainly a bunch of cards here on the right that we can consider playing as well. All right, Force of Negation is fantastic. Don't have a ton of blue cards here. There's also Treasure Cruise. There's a Steam Vents, which I don't care about. There's a Vindicate that maybe tables. But I'm still going to take the Force of Negation. Like, that incentivizes me to play cards like the Consider and also even the Metamorph potentially. But you saw all the broken stuff that we lost to previously. Let's take the Force. Ooh, Tamiyo is absurd. I'm going to take that over Emperor of Bones. I don't really have, like, reanimation strategies. There's also Duress, which is quite good. I don't need Hallowed Fountain. Duress is also a consideration, but I think Tamiyo is just on another level, so I'm going to take it here.
Curious. I must investigate this scroll further.
What's our white situation? 3, 4... We have 6 white sources. It's pretty good. All right. Ooh, there's a Tinker. Wow. How is there a Tinker in the pack and Luis is in this draft? He hasn't seen it yet, I guess. So this is a really good pack. There's an Atraxa, which is quite good for the Reanimator deck too, and we passed the Entomb. So somebody's going to have that as an option. We have Demonic Tutor or Marsh Flats as an option. Marsh Flats is a tri-land, by the way. And the thing with Demonic Tutor, I guess I have Ancestral Recall. So I could take the Demonic Tutor, but I'm really concerned about my mana. But I also am kind of light on playables. I'm just going to take the Demonic Tutor. I think Marsh Flats could have been the pick here, but I'm going to take the Tutor. It's just fun. Like, you never know what you need, right? And this is just going to help you find what you need. And it's never going to be that bad of a pick. Here we need some more playables. I think Urtai Seems like a fine card here. I don't like the double white from Wandering Emperor, but this feels like the type of deck where Urtai would be good. So let's go ahead and take that. Here we have Gitaxian Probe and Preordain. Don't like Valky. Which one's better? Take the Preordain. I don't actually know which one's better there. All right, what do we take here? There's a Mystical Tutor, which I can use to get Ancestral, but that's kind of it. I don't really like Mystical Tutor very much as a card in general. There's Duelist of the Mind. I mean, I need some random creatures to win the game with, so, and I do interact a fair amount, so I do commit a lot of crimes with this type of deck, so why don't we just take this just to make sure we have another, like, cheap creature to pressure our opponent? Here, there is an Expressive Iteration. Nothing in the Esper colors. Not really going to take Once Upon a Time. I guess I'll take the Expressive Iteration, but probably not going to play it here. Here, there's an Otawara, and kind of that's the only playable card here for us, so I guess we'll take it. And now we have the Vindicate that tabled, sure. We'll take that. Hallowed Fountain tabled. All right, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, this is not really a Wrath of God deck, so I'll take the Hallowed Fountain. Flood Farm Verge is also fine. All right, so our land situation is okay. The Undercity Sewers was a card that like I missed out on. So that's the only one that like I'm a little bit sad that I couldn't pick up. But other than that, I think this is a nice mix of stuff. It's not broken by any means, and I probably could have drafted a more busted deck, but it seems fine. Hopefully we have enough ways to win. And I think I'm going to have to play like all of these creatures. Boseiju or Witness or Crop Rotation. This is mostly just a hate draft. Phantasmal Image. Do I have to play that? I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 24. Okay. We actually have room to cut a card. That's good. Look, it's like we have a bunch of lands. Our mana is not terrible at all. We're just playing some cards and, you know, this should work out for us. And look at all of our cheap... Man, that Treasure Cruise would have been really, really nice to table. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's split up the lands like this and just kind of get a sense for our colors. Yeah, because I need to cut a land. Our Black Sources is 5 swamps. Yeah, I have to play a lot of swamps because these fetch lands don't get Black Sources, which is a shame. I don't think I need plains because I have 2 blue-white lands to fetch for. So let's cut the plains. And this gives us 4, 5. Pearl also goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources. Yeah, which is great. Yeah, I mean, I think this is basically the mana base. Like 7 black, and I would like 8, but I don't think I can afford to. The reason being is I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue sources. Flood Farm Verge doesn't tap for blue immediately, which is unfortunate, right? So like 9 blue is the bare minimum when it's the most heavily played color that I have. So I think this is what we have, and then we just need to cut 1 card and call it a day here. I think I'm just going to cut the Metamorph. It's just like a little bit too inconsistent, and I think cutting a creature makes some sense here. And like this deck is certainly capable of more aggressive starts, so let's just play the Blade Splicer. I think Blade Splicer might have been the other consideration here, but all right, Esper mid-range. Probably not the best use of Ancestral Recall, but it still seems fine. I think this can win some number of matches. Certainly better than the last deck. Let's see how this plays out. All right, on the play here, Dark Confidant, Fatal Push, all this good stuff I'm certainly going to keep. And yeah, I mean, this hand's obviously great. That is a Dark Confidant art I have not seen before. So yeah, we're going to lead things off with the Creeping Tar Pit, and then, because the Scalding Tarn actually can't get a black source in our deck. They have a Lurrus deck! Oh! Ooh. I don't know if I want to play against like a grindy Lurrus deck, but we'll see. Curious what, like, you can either draft Lurrus two ways, right? You can have like a grindy deck with a bunch of cheap spells and interaction, or you can draft the combo deck. It looks like that with Savai Triumph, more likely they're on just some kind of value deck. Yeah, 3 colors. I mean, we'll see. Dark Confidant. Hey, we got a Dark Confidant trigger. We are already happy. Let's attack. And then I imagine I want to play Preacher of the Schism here. I also have Subtlety available, which is nice. Is this like a counterspell of some kind? No, but this is a great hand. Can't complain about this. I mean, I assume if they have a counterspell, they're going to use it. Force of Will. Wow. Okay, fair. I guess when you have a Lurrus deck, you're okay. So that's Malcolm. They didn't flash into Malcolm. I guess they kept it for Force. That's fair. But they absolutely have to answer to Dark Confidant, right? Okay, they take 3. They just put Lurrus into hand. Okay. Vindicate. Hey, what do you all think about the Stone Rain plan? Is that good? They have 6 cards? Like, killing Savai Triumph could end up being really good, right? Like, if they played Lurrus, I have Subtlety as well. Aw. Hey, I mean, we're still, like, we have Dark Confidant, and we're, like, getting up on resources every turn, so I still think this is totally fine. They could just jam Lurrus, I guess. But if they have, like, a 2-mana removal spell for Dark Confidant, we can Spell Pierce that. Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, we're Spell Piercing that. And do I want an Island or a Hallowed Fountain? It's close. I'm just going to get Island, though, because I have Dark Confidant in play. But, like, now if I play, like, a white creature, I can't save it with Karakas. You know what I mean? Alright, Demonic Tutor and Fallen Shinobi. Oh, well, that seems incredible. Until the end of turn, you may play those cards. Okay, well, that was not necessarily the best hit. Sure. But I mean, I still have a Fallen Shinobi in play. And they need to answer it, right? And then if not, like, I can play more things next turn, so. And I can Demonic Tutor for all kinds of answers. Oh! Wait, no, you can't be a Reanimator deck with Lurrus. I suppose it could be like a combo deck. And so we could very easily just die, I suppose. Alright. Wow, that was a bad Faithless Looting. Alright, well, certainly a good hand there for us. And we won the first game. Although we won the first game last time. Hopefully we can win more than one. We set a very high bar. I know. I know. Alright, folks. PQ won. We are playing against Luis again. Hopefully we can make a better showing of it this time. We are on the draw once again, but we have a Mox in our hand. Can we get it done here? Alright, Island is the play from the opponent. Let's go Dark Slick Shores. Let's go Mox Pearl. Let's play a Bob. What do you do? Can't be blocked. Okay. We hit Caustic Bronco. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so we can go Oust on this. Attack. All of the Dark Confidant effects. Let's go. Leyline Binding, sure. Probably want to kill the Bronco. Yeah. Fair enough. What do we hit? Touch the Spirit Realm. What do you get? Artifact or creature. Okay. Fair enough. This is actually really interesting here. Let's see. That doesn't count as drawing a card, right? The third card. I want to play Tamiyo and Thalia. So I need to play Consider first. I don't think I need a land. Play this. Play Tamiyo. Play Thalia. Esper Legends, let's go. Okay, they might have a sweeper here, so we need to be mindful of that. Oh, gosh. Really? That's it? That's it? You saw the Vindicate and you're done? Wow, what a coward. Didn't even let me play it out. I couldn't even taunt him. He was just like, I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm done with this job. You know what? Whatever. 1-1, baby. 1-1, baby. Let's go. All right. Got my revenge on Luis. That's great. All right. I think I'm playing against Nathan Stoyer. Gosh, just every single opponent is just completely ridiculously good. All right. Well, we got a decent hand here, I guess. Preordain, Meticulous Archive. I'm just going to Meticulous Archive here. Colonnade. Sure. Ooh, Hymn to Torok? Oh, that's a Valky. Okay. So they can take one of my creatures. I imagine... Oh, I have a Karakas. So Karakas is very good against Valky. So I like that. Let's play Preordain. Well, I kind of just want everything. Sure. I'll take the 2, though. I mean, well, I guess I have Karakas. Like, I really want to play these tap lands, but at the same time, bouncing this for free just seems so strong. Alright, we'll just play the Karakas. Let's just bounce it. My hand is the same, so it doesn't matter. I guess I can't force a negation now. Okay, that was fine, right? What did they get? Oust and Island? Sure. So now we can go 4 cards. Thalia and Creeping Tar Pit. I know I can't save my Karakas to a removal spell, but I think that's fine. Just like playing to the board still seems important. So I guess it was Hymn to Torok, just for 3 mana. Alright, Collective Brutality. Sure. Dark Confidant. It's pretty good. They probably have a way to kill it, though. So I think I'm actually going to wait. I'm just going to play Blade Splicer. Because they also know about it. I mean, they know I have Force of Negation. And I could easily have another blue card in my hand. Cycling Unearth. Interesting. Okay, so they need to hit land drops. So the reason why I waited on the Dark Confidant here is if I draw a land, I can go Dark Confidant and hardcast Force of Negation. Okay, Bone Shards. Sure. That's a Fatal Push. Let's play Bob. Alright. The nice thing about this is I can actually save my Bob to a removal... If they have a removal spell, I can save it. That's a Barrowgoyf. What do you do? Death Touch, Lifelink. Whenever this creature deals combat, they mill a card and then they can return something. Okay, sure. So they don't have a removal spell here, which is good. Oh, wow. Okay. Super interesting. I think it's just kill this, honestly. Let's kill the Barrowgoyf. Attack. And pass. So now we can't save the Dark Confidant. Oh, no, we can, because we have the Force of Negation with Urtai. What's with everybody just quickly conceding? I guess they were probably more than just black. Alright. Well, you know what? I'll take it. Nathan Stoyer down. LSV down. Who's next? Alright, now I'm playing against player 10. I actually don't know who that is. But you know what? It's okay. It doesn't matter. We are on the draw here. So this is definitely on the slower side of things. Because I have a Force of Negation. Now, noting that Force isn't insane in my deck. Just because I don't have like a million blue cards, but still think it's worth playing. Let's keep this. Copperline Gorge into Deathrite Shaman, okay. Hey, we found Demonic Tutor. This is rough because they have the Deathrite Shaman, but I still feel like it's correct to go get my Meticulous Archive. Maybe it's not correct, actually. Giving them a mana off of this is probably not ideal. Oh well. It's too late, though. Yeah, maybe I should have just played Darkslick Shores. Alright, let's go Archive, see if we can find a way to kill the Bob. Or kill the Deathrite Shaman. I mean, Oust is just a good card, so I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I 100% should not have played the Tarn. Overgrown Tomb. Bloodbraid Elf. Okay. Into Tireless Tracker? Alright. This is a thing. This makes my Bob certainly a lot worse. That is a Karakas into Spell Pierce. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. It's crazy. I might have to like just block the Bloodbraid Elf. But I do want to deal with the Tireless Tracker. I don't have any legends, but I'm not sure. Let's oust the Tracker. The question now is if I should Demonic Tutor. Yeah, sure. And I am just getting the recall. Okay. The way I look at this is, like, I have lots of different ways to get ahead on cards. So, and with Bloodbraid pressuring me, like, I'm just gonna block here. And then, like, I can draw a bunch of cards here with the recall, you know what I mean? Alright, we played a Flood Farm Verge. We have Blade Splicer versus Duelist of the Mind. They have 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna play, Duelist here. Because this gives me Spell Pierce and Recall as options. And we'll see what happens. 3 cards in hand and they passed. I'm very curious what they're working with. Oh, they do have that Tireless Tracker. I forgot about that. Alright, it resolved. I wonder if they have like a Mystic Confluence or something. What you got? Leovold. Let's draw some cards in response. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Do I just cast the Consider? Sure. Don't need the Hallowed Fountain. We drew Tamiyo, okay. Alright, Leovold down. Then they're probably going to play Tracker. Yep. Oh, I have Karakas. Although Karakasing Leovold is not ideal. I will say. So yeah, this is kind of tricky. I mean, it's pretty tempting to just Fallen Shinobi them this turn, right? It is very tempting to just do that. Like, alternatively, I can, what? Touch the Spirit Realm Leovold and then just, like, play Tamiyo? Whatever. Let's keep up Spell Pierce and Force of Negation here. Noble Hierarch, okay. Take 4. The Sika's Chariot. Yeah, we can Spell Pierce that. Yeah, let's obviously do that. I'm discarding the Bronco. I don't think that's where I'm... I'm at 9 life. That's not where I want to be right now. Fallen Shinobi. If I hit a land, I mean, obviously that's very good. But I don't really care about getting value off of hitting the land, right? I want to be able to, like, play Tamiyo and block, maybe. And then pick it up. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's hit some spells. Let's hit some good spells. Oh, come on! Really? Alright, whatever. Well, that sucked. Not even 1 card? Come on. Just gonna try to prevent some damage here. We have Force of Negation up still for something that's like super problematic. I have this Fallen Shinobi. Fetch land is obviously very good here with the tracker. Okay. They just didn't. Okay, they just... Alright, sure. Thalia isn't bad either. Do I want to cast Preordain this turn is the question. Or do I want that for Force of Negation? Let's cast Preordain. It pumps the Duelist of the Mind, so... I don't want either of those cards. Fatal Push. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a way to kill the tracker for sure. I assume they're gonna, like, block or something. Dress down. Interesting. So everything loses all abilities. Now the question is, do I want to counter this? Yeah, let's do it. Because this way it forces them to block with one of their creatures. Let's loot. Let's discard Blade Splicer, I guess. What do they have here? Can't do anything yet. Oh, wait. Destroy that if it has mana, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control. Oh, wait. That's not actually what I wanted to do. Cryptic Command? What? Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is not great. I could have played Tamio Caracas, I guess. Alright, whatever. Duelist of the Mind might be chump blocking Tireless Tracker here. So they're kind of playing the deck that I had yesterday, but like Cryptic Command is... This is a very wild mana base. Cryptic Command, like... I'm sure it works, but man, this is... Like I said, this looks very similar to what we had yesterday. That's a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay. They still have 3 cards in hand. I think I'm going to block. I can still do the Tamio thing next turn. And this is a nice evasive creature, which is good. Oh my gosh, really? Gaia's Cradle here in this spot? Crazy. Because now they get to play the Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Gaia's Cradle was absurd. That was obscene. There's just too many sources of card advantage right now. They're deciding what to do with the Jace. Looks like they're just picking up Duelist of the Mind, sure. Alright. So... Yeah, this is rough. Alright, well let's try to kill Jace, I guess. Man, this is like the best Deathrite Shaman ever. Okay, there's a blue mana. That is a Fairy Mastermind. So let's think here. Yeah, that's fine. Chase down, or that down. Mokti on top. I'm at 9. They have a clue. This is a source of card advantage. They're at 9. I really want to kill this tracker, so I'm going to. Oh, wow. Dang, I can't do all the things, sadly. And I guess we'll hold back on the Mox Pearl for now. So they have a Hull Breacher on top, which they can draw. I'm at 9 life. They can hit me for 3 off the Courser of Crewfix, put me down to 6. How close am I? The thing is, though, like, this Fallen Shinobi is still kind of annoying, and it's something that they do want to answer. Oh, yeah, but they got a 2-2 there. Cool deck. Really cool deck here by the opponent. Gaia's Cradle is just absolutely busted here. Gaia's Cradle plus Field of the Dead. Nice. That's a Mokti. I don't really have a great card to just, like, come back from this point, so I think we're just probably dead. They're also just overwhelming us with creatures as well. I can also bounce the Mach D, which is nice, I guess. Oh, shoot! I needed to bounce it first. Oh, oops. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, at least I get to commit a crime, I guess. Oh, wait, they have Hull Breacher. Oh my gosh! All the mistakes! Ah! I'm dead. Okay, good. I mean, they're just gonna attack me to death, and they have a Deathrite Shaman. But yeah, Mach D, Hull Breacher. Okay, you know what? That last turn, not my finest moment. But they had a really sweet deck, and they outvalued us. And alright, that's okay. We're 3-1. Let's keep it going. Alrighty. Playing against Max Smith. I'm on the play. I have all my colors, so I'm certainly going to keep this. Let's lead with Colonnade. Okay. Slightly different deck this time here from Mac. Let's oust this, and then go get our Surveil Land. Staff of the Storyteller, sure. Alright. Fallen Shinobi I'll keep. Well, I definitely want to kill Mother of Runes. If they kill Duelist of the Mind, it's kind of bad for me. Yep. It's a very obvious, like, removal spell, given how I tap my mana, but I guess they don't really have a choice. Always loot. Yeah, I'll get rid of Force of Negation. Boom! I know this is Mac's favorite card. Or he really likes this card. Fallen Shinobi! Can we hit some goodies? Sarah Paragon? Yes. Alright. We got a Fallen Shinobi and a Sarah Paragon in play. Do I have anything in my graveyard? I do not. Oh, I have a land. I have a land. Okay, so that's good. And then I have Duelist of the Mind and Touch the Spirit Realm. I have a Fallen Shinobi that also has to be answered, so pretty good. Adeline. Yep. Do they have a way to kill this? Dismember. Yikes. Okay, that's very good. Yep. All right. Well. I suppose I killed the Adeline and play Duelist of the Mind. Or I guess I should play Duelist of the Mind so that I can loot. Sure. Urtai or Preacher of the Schism? I think Urtai is probably better here. It lets me commit crimes, helps get blockers out of the way. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill the Shinobi as well. 2 cards in hand here for Mac, but he has lots of ways to draw cards. Overlord of the Mistmoors. Okay, that's super good. It's a really sweet deck here for Mac. And now he can like super duper block the Fallen Shinobi, I guess, which is certainly not ideal. I mean, none of it works. He has to put everything or nothing. Right? But if he puts everything, I just trade all the tokens for my Fallen Shinobi, and that's okay as well. Yeah, I mean, tricky spot for Mac. But yeah, I'm going to keep my Fallen Shinobi alive, obviously. He draws an extra card. But we still get to advance our board state here. And we still have a Vindicate in our hand. So let's see what they find. I mean, he's drawing way more cards than I am, though. Like, this Staff of the Storyteller is amazing. It's an elite Spellbinder. We can still cast a Vindicate, though. They're at 12 life. Basically need to try to end the game before the Overlord of the Mistmoors turns on. The Smuggler's Copter, sure. Alright. Am I interested in Vindicating Elite Spellbinder? Or do I just want to keep adding to my board? I'm just gonna play it a little bit slower here. I want to hold the Vindicate. Yep. To get to loot. So many cards, Mac. This is not allowed. How is your mono white deck drawing more cards than my silly Esper value deck? How? All right. Oh, hello. All right, little ancestral recall. Little ancestral recall. Okay. Well, we take that. I mean, the Overlord of the Mistmores is a problem. They have one card left. Let's see what we find. Oh my gosh, that's a Caracas. I don't think I want it. We just need to get very aggressive here. Well, I certainly want to kill Giver of Runes. Yep, that's a fine block. So I can kill Giver of Runes, Luminarch Aspirant, and the 1/1. Wow, that Ancestral was a really good draw. I mean, no matter what, the Fallen Shinobi is going to eat 2 things, which is good. Okay, sure. So they're happy taking a bunch of... They could just take 8 damage. That is also reasonable. Yeah. So I wanted to get in for maximum damage. But remember, we also have Colonnade. We also have Colonnade, so I want to just try to put maximum pressure on my opponent here. So they have a big flyer that they can give protection to. 2 cards in hand. And we have Sage of the Skies, which doesn't do that much here. I mean, I don't think I have too many more options other than just activate this and just get in for a big attack, right? The problem is they can give protection. They can't give protection from artifacts. So I'm just wondering if I, like, want to chump attack with the Tamiyo. I'm just hoping they don't have anything. They easily could. And if they do, then obviously this is kind of a blowout. I mean, what else is my line, though? That's the problem, right? Ah, yep. So that eats my token. Okay. Yep, let's crack the thing to grow the Duelist of the Mind. Yep, they give that protection. Drew a land. And I will keep the land in my hand because I have Duelist of the Mind. Thinking, 15-2. Did I mess up? They hit me with the oops. Okay. Sure. Alright, I'm at 10. Okay. Ooh. That is super interesting. So let's cast... The problem is they don't have any flyers, right? Alright, well let's... I don't think I want to go for it with this much mana. I'm going to play Baleful Strix. Because this is still a lethal attack off the Duelist of the Mind. Yeah, they hit me with that oops. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. We get to flip Tamiyo, though. So that's good. So that's March of Otherworldly Light. Okay, so we draw this, and then we flip this, and then what can we get back? There's a Recall, which is obviously very good. There's Fatal Push. They're at 10. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We hit Dark Confidant. Oh, I can't get something back. I just gotta tick this up. Sure. Then we'll play Sage of the Skies. They're at 2 life. I have 2 flyers And a Celestial Colonnade. And I have a way to block the Adeline. So hopefully this is... Oh, and everything is getting smaller. Okay. They don't have enough energy here. So hopefully this is enough. Can I get my revenge on Mac? I can return an instant or sorcery. I can return Recall or Fatal Push. Probably just Recall, right? Okay. Oh, they want to draw the card here. Sure. Makes sense. But I get to gain a bunch of life here. Sure. Parallax Wave? What? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? All right. How do I know about this card already? Touch the Spirit Realm. That's amazing. Wow. That's ridiculous. All right. I can get back Vindicate. I can get back Vindicate to kill this.
I highly recommend this book.
All right, so these two get exiled. I get... Oh, they can exile all their stuff and they have a Guide of Souls. Yeah. I don't think I've played a land this turn, though. Oh, but it's not going to be... okay, I see. They can basically exile all their creatures and gain a bunch of life off Guide of Souls, which is really strong. Okay. I can hit them down to 1. I don't want to do that. Let's consider. Let's draw that card. Oh my gosh, I don't have a land to get! Oh, that's such a beating! Oh no! Oh, that's so brutal! How do I not have a land to get here? Oh... That's so brutal. Wow. Alright. Well, they have 5. They're at 5. Let's, right. That's so rough. Alright. Well, hopefully they don't play 2 creatures here. Gosh, this is so annoying. Alright. Yeah, I mean, not being able to play Dark Confidant there was super rough. I do think I like the decision to get back the Vindicate, just because, like, I wanted to put pressure, and the Parallax Wave does a lot of work. Like, they can just kill me with that card. So I think it was important to do that. But of course, it's always tempting to get the Ancestral Recall back. They're going to kill the Tamiyo here. Use their energy. Give it flying. Oh, they're attacking me. Okay. Interesting. So I feel like they legitimately believe that they can get me here. Whatever, let's take this up.
Use your words.
Did I win? Oh my gosh! I did not expect to win. Wow, great mono white deck here for Mac, but you know what? I got my revenge against LSV, and I got my revenge against Mac. I can retire happy. Although I do have one more game to play here. Actually, scratch that. It does look like they want to set up for another draft here. So I'm going to call it here. We went 1-3 in the first draft and 4-1 with an awesome Esper mid-range deck. You know, just a lot of cheap interaction, some removal, and we were able to get it done, feeling very, very good about this result. And hopefully we can have a really good result in the next draft video. All right, so I'm going to sign things off here. Really do appreciate all of you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button if you wanted to watch more videos like this. Also, if you wanted to support the channel in a different way, I have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. And of course, we have a couple of sponsors. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes or singles, check them out. Hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. They are your one-stop shop for all things deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and much, much more. I'm going to do at least one more Powered Cube draft with the gang here, but then I have to sign off, unfortunately. But this was really, really fun. I'm really excited once again that Powered Cube is on Magic the Gathering Arena. Shout out to Wizards of the Coast for giving me this opportunity. And I will see you in tomorrow's Cube draft once again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.